Hello, basketball fans. We are greeting you from the Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex here in Laguna, Philippines, as we continue our rise to greatness here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. The Filipino fans are ready as they welcome the defending champions San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they try to defend the home court and stay unbeaten against the 6-1 Formosa Dreamers. We are seen live on SND sports.abs-cbn.com, I Want TV, and of course on YouTube via the ASEAN Basketball League channel. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Anton Rojas, and breaking the game down with me is Marco Benitez in what should be a very interesting contest because on one hand, we have San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 2-0, the only unbeaten team in the league. And then we have the Formosa Dreamers who started the season 6-0 but then lost against Mono Vampire in their last game.
Well, that is right, Anton. And currently the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the standings as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the only undefeated team remaining in the league. And as you mentioned, Formosa Dreamers only got their first loss of the season a couple of weeks ago against the last week rather, against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club. But you might put an asterisk on that loss because Will Artino did not play in the second half. As you take a look at the standings, Formosa was previously the number 1 team with a 6-0 record, while San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, after back-to-back wins against the CLS Knights of Indonesia, right now currently the number 1 team in the ASEAN Basketball League.
You saw Ronaldo Balkman earlier. Balkmania is back in Manila, 36 points in 44 minutes in their last game, while Will Artino is looking to bounce back after only figuring in 16 minutes and tallying 6 points in their first loss of the season. And now to welcome both teams here to the Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex, let's turn it over right now to our Coliseum Barker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4 days before Christmas, and we are back here at the Lion City of the South, Santa Rosa, Laguna, as the reigning ABL champions, our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, continues its quest for history here in the 9th season of the ASEAN Basketball League, where we rise to greatness. Tonight, they take on the visiting Formosa Dreamers of Taiwan, and they begin their campaign this season. This game is brought to you live via ABS-CBN SNA. And now let's call out the competing teams. First, the visiting Formosa Dreamers. Number 1, Chen Lei. Number 4, Chen Zhong. Number 6, Li Shui-Lin. Number 7, Song Kang-Yu. Number 8, Cheng Wei. Number 9, Chen Xi-Nian. Number 10, Chai Wei. Number 23, Kenny Chen. Number 30, Wu Sung-Wei. Number 31, Will Artino. Number 33, Malcolm Miller. And number 40, Kevin Glass. Their head coach is Dean Murray. His assistants are Yao Chun and Lai Paulin. Once again, the visiting Formosa Dreamers. And now Santa Rosa Laguna, mga kaalam, get on your feet. Again, feel the rhythm, feel the vibe for our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Number 1, the 2-time local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Number 2, the Fireball, Josh Orbistondo. Number 3, the Dominator, Lo Domingo. Number 5, the Heartthrob, Kaylan Johnson. Number 6, J.R. Alabanza. Number 9, Prince Rivero. Number 13, Pau Havelana. Number 22, the Elevator, Brandon Rosser. Number 25, Ethan Alvano. Number 27, Thomas Torres. Number 34, Ronaldo Balkman. And last but not the least, number 36, standing 7'3", the Hulk, PJ Ramos. The head coach for the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is Jimmy Lapag. His assistants are Mac Kuban, Eric Bank, and MC Aboloshan. Team consultant, Danny Siegel. Strength and conditioning coach, Chappie Colianta. Trainers, Jeff Mendoza and Nico Yabak. Team manager is Lamont Waters. Once again, mga ka-Alab, give it up for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please all rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be led by virtual playground artist, Emmy Conjurado.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhatit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Both teams will proceed to the center court for the pre-game handshake. The officials for this ball game are Lee Wen-Chin from Malaysia.
We're once again greeting everybody watching right now on SNday, sports.abs-cbn.com, I Want TV, and of course on the ASEAN Basketball League YouTube channel. Anton Ross together with Marco Benitez on the call for this matchup between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Formosa Dreamers. Top two teams in the league, as you saw earlier in our team standings, should be a heck of a battle, especially because of what the teams went through in their last game.
In the last game, the Alab Pilipinas had a scare. They were up by 18 points, but for CLS Knights were able to trim it down, actually took the lead in the fourth quarter, led by as much as 7 points, went all the way into overtime, where Alab was able to stand fast and stand strong, outscored the CLS Knights 13-5 in that overtime period. You see the stats on your screen. 40% field goal shooting for the CLS Knights, 46% for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They dominate the rebounding, plus 10 for Alab, and points in the paint, a whopping 34-point advantage for the home team.
Now let's take a look at some of the players that really stood out in that game. Ronaldo Balkman, a double-double, 36 points and 12 rebounds. But this man from Puerto Rico, who only started playing basketball at the age of 15, was big time once again for the defending champions, tallying 25 points, 11 rebounds, and dishing out 2 assists.
Well, PJ Ramos Right now, he's averaging, after 2 games, 22.5 points, 12 rebounds per game, about close to 4 assists, and he's shooting a solid 36% from long distance. So he was their #1 weapon in the post against the CLS Knights. Really gave Stephen Hurt a hard time defending him in the post. Limited Stephen Hurt as well to single digits. And let's see if he might be the focal point today to start the ball game out against the Formosa Dreamers.
And earlier today, our very own Denise Dinsay had a chance to speak with PJ Ramos.
Teams win. So of course, we also need to credit the team's support system, how they've been supporting you and Balkman. But I wanted to ask, with how the team has been performing, stellar record, what else is there for Alab Pilipinas to improve on?
Well, I think that the season just started, and I think there's a lot of time to get better as a team, as a family. We got a young team, a younger team than we had last year. This is my first time playing for them. And every day we improve better as a team and as a family. I think it's just part of time, just take time and just get better every day and work on ourselves.
And my second question would be, what are your thoughts on last game? In overtime, you guys almost lost that. What's the game plan for tonight that will prevent you from happening that again, especially since Formosa Dreamers is quite a strong team?
Well, I don't think there's nobody strong in the league. You know, I think everybody's right there. Right now, what happened in the last game, that's normal. We was in a tough situation where the gym had no AC. It was hot. And everybody was like sweating a lot, and some of us was tough to breathe. But the important thing, we came out with a victory. But other than that, you know, just keep on working hard. Come today, we at home. Just show the fans that we're the champions and that we're going to bring it back home.
Thank you so much for your time, PJ, and good luck on today's game. Thank you.
So that was Denise Dinsay with PJ Ramos as we take a look at the guys joining him in the starting 5 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Kailan Tiongson. Balkman. Balkmania is back here in Santa Rosa. Ronaldo Balkman, Bobby Ray Parks, and of course Ethan Alvano. On the other side, we have Lee, Will Artino, Kenneth Chen, Malcolm Miller, and of course Tevin Glass, the 5 rounding up the Formosa Dreamers tonight here at the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. Of course, we have our very hard-working officials, Leong, Lim, and Chu from Singapore, and the other 2 from Malaysia, respectively. And we are ready. Let's get this show on the road.
The usual starters for both squads here. The important thing here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is to get a good start, similar to how they started the game against the CLS Knights last time here in Santa Rosa Sports Complex. Meanwhile, for the Formosa Dreamers, crucial for them, perimeter scoring and how they will defend this guy, Balkmania, as he is going to be a tough matchup for Tevin Glass.
36 points, 12 rebounds in their last game. An overtime victory against Indonesia, 88-80. They get the ball out to PJ Ramos, who hands it off right away to the 22-year-old point guard, Ethan Alvano. Alvano short on the jumper. Tevin Glass comes up with the rebound.
And also be interesting to see how PJ Ramos will be defending Will Artino, because in the previous games, Will Artino loves to play the outside, loves to set those ball screens and either pop out for the three-point shot or roll to the basket.
Meanwhile, Glass receiving the pass from Miller, nothing there. And here comes Ray Parks. Loses control of the basketball, gets it back from Ronaldo Balkman. Here's Bobby Ray on the drive. Bobby Ray colliding with Glass. And the ball will stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And because both PJ Ramos and Ronaldo Balkman can hit the long ball, that driving lane on the baseline will be open for Bobby Ray Parks.
Parks getting the pass from Alvano. They go down low to PJ. Ramos backing down Artino. PJ Ramos trying to put it down. A little bit too strong on that shot. And Balkmania is back here in Manila.
And you know, Ronaldo Balkman just so relentless on that offensive glass. Couple of tips. And then finally getting that put back.
Chen waiting for the screen from Tevin Glass. Chen on the reverse, that's good.
And Bobby Ray Parks cannot sleep on Kenny Chen. He is such an athletic wingman. Will also play great defense against Bobby Ray Parks, so they have to close the penetration against Kenny Chen.
Tiongson giving it to Balkman. Parks handing it off to Alvano. 13 on the shot clock. Top of the key 3 for Bobby Ray. Too strong. The ball is loose. It is picked up by Chen. It is Formosa Basketball. Miller, the main man for the Dreamers, gets it to Will. Artino for three. It is short. Ramos could not hold on to the basketball. Kyung-son picks it up.
And that's what Formosa will do. Will Artino will play on the outside if PJ Ramos will continue to give him that outside shot.
Glass secures the loose ball as Lee tries to get that basketball down with Alvano hounding him. Lee breaks free and is able to lay it up and in.
And this is what happens when both Artino and Tevin Glass play from the outside. Once that ball screen, or once Lee turns the corner on that ball screen, no help defense for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Balkman, Alvano, 12 on the shot clock, gives it back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Tiongson. Tiongson with Glass on him. Bobby Ray has the basketball. Hesitation, spin move. Bobby Ray will head to the line for two.
Ray Parks so good on that hesitation, and then the spin move going to the right side.
And as Bobby Ray gets ready to shoot these two free throws, let's go back now to Denise Dinsay.
Anton and Marco, as you can see today, we have an exciting game as it's between the defending champs, our very own Alab Pilipinas, and the dark horse of the season yet, the Formosa Dreamers. Now, these top two teams are still undefeated. Well, that was before Formosa Dreamers lost to the Mono Vampire. That's why everyone is glued in who will draw the first blood. And while we're still at the first leg of the season, both teams are treating this game worthy of being in the finals. No holding back, all out. Handing it back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Denise. I have to ask you though, Marco, last year Formosa only won one game the entire season. A huge change. What was the biggest difference and how did Formosa turn things around aside from the new lineup change?
Well, I think a couple of things. In particular, in terms of the lineup, they got complementary pieces in terms of the imports. You see Artino, Tevin Glass, Malcolm Miller, they all play a certain role. And in terms of the locals, they got veteran guys who played in the national team, guys who played in the CBA. So one thing you will notice is that this Formosa team does not turn the ball over as much as they used to last season. So when they limit their mistakes, they're always competitive and they always figure, especially in the end game. You take a look at Lee, you take a look at Chen, who will be coming off the bench. Veteran point guards do not commit a lot of mistakes and really do a great job setting up the table for the black shirts.
Miller looking for Artino. Artino is able to finish.
Malcolm Miller, especially one of their imports, who is such a selfless player, averaging about 6 assists per ball game. Artino and Tevin Glass, usual recipients of his extra passes.
Balkman throwing it out to PJ. We know he likes to take that shot. Kyung-son on the move. Balkman for three. A little bit short. Artino gets the ball to Miller.
Formosa employing a similar type of defense, allowing Alab that outside shot, making Alab prove that they can beat them from the outside.
Miller behind the back dribble. Lee with 10 on the shot clock. Lee using the screen from Glass. Glass will shoot it from the outside. Swishes it through.
And that is going to be big for Tevin Glass, who has had a couple of subpar performances in the last two games against Mono Vampire. Only managed 6 points in their last game.
Ramos. Alvano. 10 on the shot clock. Alvano kicks it out to Bobby Ray. Ray Parks with a hesitation. Ray Parks Jr. with a basket.
Nice hesitation move once again from Bobby Ray Parks. And then the smart move pulling up from about 12 feet.
3 points in the game now for Bobby Ray. Lee. Artino. Glass will try a game. Same spot, different result. Parks comes up with a board. Here's Alvano. Alvano on the move. Ramos will let it fly. In and out, but you know the crowd is anticipating those three-point bombs to fall down for PJ Ramos.
PJ Ramos can definitely hit that shot. Shoots it at about 36% from that range. You know, this is a great matchup here between Caleb Chongson and Malcolm Miller, and we'll talk more about that when we come back.
We have a timeout. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas down against the Formosa Dreamers 9-5. Well, we talked about the reasons as to why this game tonight is an exciting one, and it's because of the games that happened from both teams prior to tonight. Formosa lost for the first time, and this is what happened against Mono Vampire.
Well, the Dreamers were actually down by just 2 points going to the halftime, but in the third quarter, Will Artino at the half actually suffered from food poisoning, so was not able to see action in that second half, and they went down. They were outscored by Mono Vampire 28-19 in that third quarter, and that was the turning point for the Formosa Dreamers in that game, and they were not able to recover as Mono Vampire cruised to an 89-74 victory.
We're looking at head coach Dean Murray, who had a good conversation with Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos prior to this game starting. And this is the kind of threat that Artino presents to opposing centers in the league. He can move, he can put the ball on the floor, and he can shoot from the outside, and he's a lefty.
He's such a smart center, plays the floor really well, shoots at about 54% from the field.
Ray Parks, short, grabs his own miss. Alvano. A lot of southpaws in the game tonight. Alvano gets the ball back, puts the ball on the floor, kicks it out to Bobby Ray, back inside to Tiong Son. Tiong Son fading away, and Artino is able to come up with the loose ball.
Another great defensive stop here for the Formosa Dreamers, and they will set their half-court offense. Very deliberate. They're not the type of team that really likes to run, but they're very deliberate in the half-court.
Glass, Lee, Miller, Glass puts the ball on the floor, throws it back out. Chen for three, and he's able to get that one to fall.
And again, another well-executed half-court set. Tevin Glass actually had an open shot, but decided to penetrate, draw the defense, and find Kenny Chen wide open for the three.
Tiong Son, Parks, Ramos. Ramos, surprisingly, decides to shoot a three in the face of Will Artino.
You got to read the scouting report on PJ Ramos. Got to get a hand up if you're Will Artino, because he can shoot it just as well as Artino can.
Miller pulls up, too strong. Artino taps it to himself, and Will Artino wisely using his body to shield the basketball away from the big Ramos.
Another aspect of the game of Will Artino that is underrated. He's also a great offensive rebounder, gets good position, taps the ball to himself, but PJ Ramos hits a back-to-back.
PJ Ramos was 1 for 6 from beyond the arc in their last game. Now he's knocked down 2 3-pointers.
And that's going to make Will Artino come out a lot harder against PJ Ramos.
Lee kicks the ball out. Glass. Artino will try to respond. It is short. Ray Parks picks up the basketball. Parks on the move. Here comes the MVP. Short on that shot, Miller. Chen. Hesitation. Chen. Hard fall, but he will head to the line for two.
Yeah, nice hesitation there on the part of Kenny Chen. Just great athleticism from the perimeter. I think they're going to get PJ Ramos on the foul.
And look at the way PJ Ramos disguised that shot, Marco.
That's the second three-point shot of PJ Ramos. Hardly gets elevation, but because of his length, shoots that set shot triple. New faces on the floor here for the Dreamers. This is their backup point guard, number 9, that's Chen Xin Yen. Also a veteran of the national team. And Woo Sung Wei, number 1 three-point gunner for them. He's a 50% three-point shooter.
And Woo Sung Wei played 20 minutes in their last game, had 12 points, really had to contribute after Will Artino could not come back because of the food poisoning. Alvano stepping on the brakes. Urbistondo is now in the game as well. Alvano looking for a teammate, gets it to Ronaldo. Balkman with 7 on the shot clock. Balkman has to make his move, decides to shoot. Shot was to the right, it's Formosa basketball.
And I'm sure Coach Jimmy Alapag not happy with that offensive set. No movements for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Artino could not get Ramos to back up, but as you were talking about the 50% three-point shooter, Woo Song Wei, he cans one right away.
One of the best at the catch and shoot game. That's almost automatic for Woo Song Wei.
Ramos. Ball was tapped by Artino. Ramos to Alvano. 5 on the shot clock. Ethan Alvano on the move. Alvano forcing that one up. No foul called. And here come the Dreamers.
And quietly, the Dreamers have erected a 9-point advantage.
And Glass hustling for that basketball. Devin Glass. Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Chen for 3, short. And Lawrence Domingo comes up with the rebound.
They can go for the 2-for-1.
Alvano taking his time. Alvano to Balkman. Ramos again for 3. And Miller comes up with the rebound. Stolen away by Domingo. Orbistondo with a fake. Orbistondo with a shot. The fireball!
That's exactly what San Miguel Alab Pilipinas needed. The fireball hitting his first triple of the game.
And that's now 3 triples for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here in the first. Artino trying to respond. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. The Formosa Dreamers coming here to Santa Rosa, Laguna at the end of the first quarter with a lead 20-14 against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. We're taking a look at the highlights. Ronaldo Balkman getting involved right away. Kevin Glass knocking down a triple. That was his only field goal of the contest. And of course, the back-to-back local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr., always ready to put on a show. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. We are here in Santa Rosa, Laguna as we take a look at the Santa Rosa Arc. And would you believe that this monument was completed in 1931 under Governor Thomas Dizon. It's located at Pamilyang Bayan of Santa Rosa. And we would like to say thank you to Mr. Jensen Cadasio of Sunset Flip for our aerial shots. Good job, Jensen. Back to the ball game. Anton Ross and Marco Benitez on the call. And of course, we also have Denise Tensay at courtside for another exciting matchup as we continue our rise to greatness in Season 9 of the ABL.
You know, partner, that was a strong first quarter for the Formosa Dreamers. And then starting out strong once again, Tien Lei, another former national team player. Great execution on the half court, popping out after that ball screen and then knocking down the triple.
This is the biggest lead of the game now for the Formosa Dreamers. 23-14. Javelona is in the game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. A foul was called as Chen was caught reaching in.
And you know, this is what Formosa does to their opponents. They execute well in the half court. They do not commit a lot of mistakes, and they play solid half court defense, forcing Alab to a lot of outside shots which they have not connected on.
Balkman being defended well by Tevin Glass. Javelona all night to shoot, and Javelona drains a long-range bomb.
Fourth triple of the game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Let's see if that forces the Dreamers to come out a little more and open up the floor for PJ Ramos in the post.
Miller shoots short. Wanted a foul, did not get it. Here comes Balkman. Balkman with a crossover. Balkman to Javelona. Urbistondo. Ramos. Inside pass to Ronaldo Balkman.
You know, the beautiful thing between Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos is that they can play interchangeably. Either one can play on the high post.
It is a 5-0 run as we take a timeout. It is a 23-19 lead for the visiting Formosa Dreamers as we are once again greeting you down south from Metro Manila here in the city of Santa Rosa, Laguna as the defending champions host the Dreamers.
Two-point guard set up here for Coach Jimmy Alapag, trying to put a lot more pressure on the backcourt of the Dreamers.
Chance of defense inside the Coliseum as Artino was fouled, making his move with his back to the basket as we go back to Denise Dinsay.
Gentlemen, Coach Jimmy Alapag is intent on getting that back-to-back championship for our country, and this is just the first step. Alab Pilipinas is out to make a statement tonight, and Coach Jimmy reminded the guys that to just keep themselves level-headed and that they are each other's biggest strengths, and therefore they must push themselves so that they in turn will push others, whether their teammates or otherwise, to play better basketball as a way to respect the sport. Back to you, gentlemen.
And one of the things to look forward to for any team here in the ABL is that no team has ever gone back-to-back. So that's something that San Miguel Alab Pilipinas wants to achieve here as they rise to greatness. I asked PJ Ramos what he thought of their championship chances this year, and he said no doubt. He feels that they can go back-to-back, and he's very happy to be a part of this new bunch.
And Partner, the thing about the ABL is that year in and year out competition gets stiffer and stiffer, as we've seen right now. Formosa Dreamers have really improved on their lineup, improved on their record from last season.
Urbistondo, Balkman, and Javelona is directing traffic. Javelona for three! And Paulo Javelona, let's go Alab, says that fan.
And that was from about 2 steps beyond the three-point line.
Now the fans have come alive. And Javelona nearly coming up with a steal.
That's excellent ball pressure here from the backcourt of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Miller grabs his own miss, passes it to the corner. Whoa, fouled.
But the Formosa Dreamers keeping in step despite the pressure of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And here's that triple once again. Woo Sung Wei fought under the screen. Paulo Javelona had pretty much all day to shoot that one.
23-22. The Dreamers holding on to a 1-point lead. Miller. Now Artino has the size advantage. Artino falling hard to the ground. No foul called. And Rosser will slam it down on the break.
And that's why they call him the elevator. Nice bounce pass in transition from Ronaldo Balkman. And Brandon Rosser knows what to do with it.
And Rosser just gave San Miguel Alab Pilipinas the lead. And Balkman.
Almost a steal there from Ronaldo Balkman. This guy averages close to 4 steals a game.
And take a look at that one more time. Rosser rocking the rim. A 10-3 San Miguel Alab Pilipinas run.
And whenever Alab is able to force turnovers and get out in transition, that is when they are at their best.
Now we'll see how the visiting team plays while trailing. Tien for 3. No foul called. And Balkman picks up the loose ball. Ronaldo on the run. Ronaldo loses control. And Domingo gets it to Urbistondo. Urbistondo to Javelona. Javelona on the move. And an offensive foul was called on Balkman. So
And
that's back-to-back fouls, partner.
Balkman cannot believe it. But the referee saw him on the weak side under the basket. Called him for the offensive foul. So lucky break here for the Dreamers. In that first quarter, partner, Dreamers were able to hold down San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to just 26% from the field because of their solid half-court defense, while they shot close to 40 or close to 50%.
Meanwhile, Miller is able to drain that jumper. He has yet to settle down in this game.
But you know, Miller's so good at using that ball screen, getting those switches, forcing the defense to react. And expect Ronaldo Balkman to be more active on the offensive end now that PJ Ramos is on the bench. He's going to be their primary option in the post.
Actually, that shot by Miller was his first and only field goal of the game. So he did not score at all in the first quarter, talking about Malcolm Miller, who had 27 against Mono Vampire.
And just to show you, Ronaldo Balkman, such great hands, such great ball handling. About 2 Formosa Dreamers players got a touch on that basketball. Balkman still able to recover and go up hard to draw the foul.
Balkman so far with 4 points in this game, in and out on his first free throw.
One of the reasons, Anton, why Malcolm Miller has not gotten a lot of looks or a lot of baskets is that Alab has really focused their defense on stopping that 2-man game between him and Will Artino. So he has had to pass out to other teammates.
Miller to Lee. Bobby Ray Parks is back in the game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Artino, top of the key 3. That's an air ball as Javelona picks up the loose ball.
They're going to look for Balkman in the post once again.
Javelona, there's the entry pass. Step back by Ronaldo. Air ball. Domingo again!
And that is what Lawrence Domingo loves to do. He loves to play on the weak side, come from the weak side, get those offensive rebounds.
We've seen that numerous times in the previous season. Domingo just hustling hard for those loose balls, coming out of nowhere once again.
And I think they're going to get Brandon Rosser for delay of game, so that's going to be a warning.
(23-25). Alab Pilipinas with a 1-point lead. Glass on the move. Kevin Glass. Artino was not ready. Here comes Balkman. against Miller. And Ronaldo Bachman is able to score. One and a foul. None was called, but he will run back down.
And he was looking for a foul after that basket, but Ronaldo Bachman so dangerous in transition. Another turnover for the Dreamers, resulting in 2 points off turnovers.
Meanwhile, Miller is starting to heat up. And that's what the Formosa Dreamers need. This man from Midland, Texas, to get himself going.
And remember, Miller had 17 points all in the first half against Mono Vampire, so this guy can really light it up.
And this partner is also Malcolm Miller's first time in the Philippines, as we see him try to defend Ronaldo Bachman. But here he is responding with a triple. He's played in Luxembourg, Hungary, in the NBA G League for the Celtics team, Canada, and now he's playing in the ASEAN Basketball League. Miller to Artino, stolen away. Jongson picks it up and gets it to Ramos, who gets it to Javelona.
That's great help defense there from Ronaldo Bachman. And again, turnover for the Dreamers, resulting in 2 points from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Nice lob pass from Paulo Javelona.
8 points in the game now for Ronaldo Bachman. Miller over Bachman. Malcolm Miller is feeling it.
That one was right in between the eyes of Ronaldo Bachman. Well challenged, but Malcolm Miller just drains it.
But there was a foul away from the ball as Miller was taking that three-pointer, and Kevin Glass will shoot 2 free throws now.
And they're going to get PJ Ramos for a foul, so that's going to be a 3-point shot plus free throws for Tevin Glass.
All right, we'd like to say good evening to Mr. Melvin Matibag, President and CEO of National Transmission Corporation, and of course, Mayor Dan Fernandez, the Mayor of Santa Rosa, Laguna. Thank you for having us here tonight, sir. Youngson on the move. Youngson. Ramos didn't have to jump.
That's just a soft stroke there for PJ Ramos.
Those size 18 shoes staying on the ground as he released that shot. Miller on the move. Malcolm Miller looking for a foul. None was called. And that pass was too high even for Ronaldo Bachman.
And I thought that pass was going to go to us, Anton.
Well, we've seen those football passes from PJ Ramos.
That's what he loves to do, and Bachman, the usual recipient of those baseball pitches.
And there's that shot by PJ Ramos. Artino. Artino facing up. Inside pass. Miller too strong. Bachman comes up with the rebound. Here comes Ronaldo. Ronaldo in and out dribble. Ronaldo Bachman is fouled.
That's a clear foul there on Will Artino, and Ronaldo Bachman just so relentless on the break, showing us the handles, dribbling with the left, the hesitation, and then taking it strong against Artino.
Bachman has been the main man for Alab Pilipinas in this game with 8 points. Make that 9 after that free throw for Ronaldo.
Bachman so far 4 out of 8 from the field, while PJ Ramos is 3 out of 6. Alab Pilipinas already with 10 points off turnovers because Formosa Dreamers have committed 4 turnovers here in the first half.
Lee to Miller. Miller stops, pops, does not drop, and Bachman comes up with the board. Here comes Bobby Ray. Ray Parks gets it back from Tiongson. Gets it back from Ramos. Parks with a spin. Bobby Ray Parks Jr., the MVP, is putting on a show.
How about that with the spin move and then finishing with the offhand?
Chen!
Kenny Chen shooting with a lot of confidence.
And Coach Jimmy Alapag signals for a timeout. Chen has got 9 points. All right, this is something that we're doing every time we come here in the Philippines. This is what we call the Pacute Cam. Partner, I will let you do the honors and explain to all of our foreign televiewers what Pacute Cam is all about.
Well, every time the camera focuses on you, then try to do your best sweet face or pacute face expression.
Thank you, partner, for explaining that to all the fans who are watching tonight. We are being seen on the ASEAN Basketball League YouTube channel, on the ABS-CBN Sports Facebook page as well, and to all of our televiewers locally on SNA and SNA HD. Thank you so much, and good evening.
Alvano almost had an open driving lane to the basket, except he dribbles it off his foot.
Miller started to wax hot after a cold first quarter. Artino, Glass on the move. Kevin Glass trying to finish with the left hand. Bachman, Alvano to Ramos, shoots a three again. A little bit too strong, and Bachman hustling just hard enough to let the ball stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And Coach Jimmy Alapag calls another timeout. We'll be back. All right, let's take a look at this last sequence right here. Obviously, Coach Dean Murray wants the ball to stay with the Formosa Dreamers or go back their way, but referees say otherwise. So with 14 seconds on the shot clock, it is San Miguel Alab Pilipinas basketball as Johnson is in trouble on the floor.
Coach Jimmy Alapag cannot be happy with that sequence, as that one was off a timeout. Ball will stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And I think what Coach Dean Murray was complaining about was there was no over and back or over the back call against Ronaldo Balkman.
(36-35), the score remains in favor of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
So far, Alab has outscored the Dreamers 22-15 here in the second quarter.
Balkman. Diongson. Too strong. Ramos could not hold on to the basketball as Miller has it right now. Glass puts the ball on the floor and Tevin Glass is able to finish.
And that's what Glass has to do. He has to be more aggressive going to the basket that time. Good job recognizing that it was the smaller Bobby Ray defending him.
Parks to Balkman. Tiongson. Ramos with a baseline spin move. The Puerto Rican tornado.
Patient execution there by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Ramos initiating his post up on the left side and then gets the baseline exchange coming from Ethan Albano. Gets that ball in the post on the right side and then a quick spin move and the reverse plus the foul.
And Ramos is able to complete the three-point play as Domingo will come in for PJ Ramos.
You have to admire how nimble PJ Ramos is despite his 7'3" frame.
Lee with Parks on him. (17) remaining here in the first half.
About a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
Miller with 5 on the shot clock gets it to Artino. And the whistle was blown as Artino was making his move against Tiongson.
And again, this is one of the differences between this iteration of the Formosa Dreamers squad. This year, they're very patient, very deliberate. That time, identifying and then finding the mismatch. And Will Artino, product of a Division I school, I believe it is Creighton Blue Jays, attacking Kalen Tiongson and then drawing the foul in the post.
Artino makes good on the first.
He's averaging about 19 points per game, 10.7 rebounds.
And all in all, he's got 8 here in the first half.
It's a lot of time here, 5 seconds.
Ray Parks on the move. Parks with time. And Ray Parks unable to convert at the buzzer. So both teams will head to the dugout. Back to 0. Back to square one. 39 all as we take a look at some of the special moments here in the first half. Rosser with that two-handed jam on the break. And of course, Bobby Ray Parks with his beautiful spin move finishing with the right hand. The back-to-back local MVP of the ABL, Bobby Ray Parks. We are at the half. This is season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. It is the battle between the top 2 teams in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. 2-0 defending champions San Miguel Alab Pilipinas against the 6-1 Formosa Dreamers. 39 all, the 4th deadlock of the game as we are at the half. That is our official score. Greeting everybody watching on SND, on the ASEAN Basketball League YouTube channel as well, iWant TV, and of course on the ABS-CBN Facebook page, as we take a look at the numbers at the half.
Well, in that second quarter, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas coming out strong. They outscored Formosa Dreamers 25-19. You see their stellar field goal shooting, especially in the from the three-point line. Paulo Javerona was 2 out of 2 from long distance, providing a lift. They outscored Formosa 13-6 in terms of bench points. Also outscored them 10-0 in terms of fast break points. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas also doing a better job rebounding and controlling the glass. 20 rebounds, 5 of those coming from the offensive end. Assist numbers are equal. The three-point field goals numbers in favor of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Well, actually, overall, it's in favor of Formosa. Formosa is 7 of 16 from the three-point line. That is one of the reasons why they are in this game, and they've been able to tie San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, while Alab is shooting 5 out of 14 for 35% coming from long distance.
Now let's take a look at the players who have been leading the way for their respective squads.
Ronaldo Bachman and PJ Ramos, both players in double figures. 10 points for Bachman, 11 points for Ramos. While for the Formosa Dreamers, no one yet in double figures, but they are being led by Kenny Chen and Malcolm Miller, both with 9 points apiece, and Will Artino has 8 points to his name.
Malcolm Miller was quiet, did not score in the first quarter before coming alive and contributing 9 points to lead everybody in scoring for the Formosa Dreamers. You're taking a look at the young basketball superstar Richie Rivero, who is actually starring in his first ever movie with this young man, Dancel Fernandez, as they were igniting the crowd by joining along with our games at the half. Dancel and Richie embarking on a new career. Dancel also his first movie. All right, we're just moments away from the second half of this game as we are once again greeting you live from the Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex here in Laguna as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the defending champions, looks to stay unbeaten, but it is only just their third game so far in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.
And you know, partner, for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to break this game wide open, they're going to have to put a lot of pressure, especially here to start the third quarter, force more turnovers, get out in transition and score off turnovers. Right now they lead 10-2 in terms of turnover points. They forced Formosa to 4 turnovers, especially in that second quarter where they put a lot of pressure on the backcourt of the Dreamers.
And as the game was about to start, Bobby Ray looked over at me and he said, "Alat," meaning it's been a salty first half for him. But Tiongson trying to stuff that one, was met at the rim by 2 black shirts.
And that's what Alab wants to do. They want to get out in transition, but Will Artino, again, so smart on that half-court execution.
Alvano giving it to Tiongson. Bachman gets it to Ray Ray.
Watch for the baseline exchange for PJ Ramos.
Ramos recovers. Ramos kills his dribble, gives it back out to Parks. Ramos has 2 seconds to shoot, gives it to the cutting Tiongson for 2.
How about the court vision there of PJ Ramos, putting the ball right where Kalen Johnson wanted it.
Lee to Artino. Miller being defended by Tiongson, goes backdoor for the left-handed scoop shot.
And again, Will Artino so good at distributing that basketball. Nice backdoor cut from Malcolm Miller, and then the perfect bounce pass from Artino.
Ramos against Artino. Ramos creating some space. Ramos just trying to overpower everybody until the whistle was blown. PJ Ramos, get out of my way.
That one in the midst of 3 defenders. And I think Will Artino got it right smack in the chest.
"7'3", size 18 basketball sneakers PJ Ramos.
And to add to that, great hands. Catching the basketball, making those bounce passes, making those cross-court passes.
PJ unable to knock down those free throws though, as Artino was making a run for it. Pass was too far ahead.
Ronaldo Bachman was on his way to chase that, so that is what forced Malcolm Miller to put a little too much juice on that pass.
Alvano. We got to know a little bit more about Ethan Alvano through that interview by Denise Densai at the half. Can't believe he's only 22 years old, as Ray Parks is able to flip that one up and in.
So much potential in Ethan Alvano, so quick off the dribble. He has that explosive first step.
And he's defending Lee. Lee on the move. Lee in trouble. Gets the ball to Glass. Ball is loose. Lee picks it up. Gets it to Glass. Glass shovel pass to Artino. And Tevin Glass is able to score.
And that's what you love about Tevin Glass. Despite him not even being able to score from the outside, he's just continuing to contribute by doing those little things, going after those loose balls, going after those offensive rebounds.
Bachman to Parks for three. Ray Parks too strong. And Artino comes up with the ball. Lee faking the handoff. Lee. Miller from the corner. Malcolm Miller.
So deadly from the outside. Malcolm Miller, that is his third triple of the game. Shooting better than 50%.
48-43 now in favor of the Dreamers. Parks down low. And Ray Parks does a great job of recognizing the mismatch.
And that was also a nice pass by Ethan Alvano straight to the pocket of Ray Parks. All he needed to do was turn and shoot.
Parks unable to complete the three-point play and break into double digits. Chien to Artino. Malcolm Miller pops out with Tiongson on him. 13 on the shot clock. Miller, crossover. Miller gets it to Glass. Glass makes his move against Ronaldo. Artino all night for three, in and out, and it is San Miguel Alab Pilipinas basketball as we throw it over right now to Denise Tinsay.
Now while Alab is out to make a statement tonight, the Formosa Dreamers are determined to take a stand. There's a value in accepting challenges, taking risks, and doing hard things, and this game tonight is definitely one of them for the Formosa Dreamers. Now the Dreamers are wholeheartedly performing their task, and they appreciated what they were doing because they know why they were doing it. What is their goal, you might ask? Rid themselves of their failures last season and possibly rise to greatness. Back to you, Anton and Marco.
That 1-19 season last year is officially a thing of the past for the Formosa Dreamers as they are dreaming big here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Imagine starting the season 6-0, and who knows, they could have come here tonight unbeaten if Will Artino did not suffer from food poisoning.
Right now, Will Artino committing his third personal foul, trying to gamble on that steal, but PJ Ramos quick to recognize, immediately attacks Artino and draws the foul against the big man.
And Miller and Ramos having a few words. Oh no, a technical foul was just called on somebody. Is that a double technical?
That's going to be a double technical foul. Well, that's going to hurt San Miguel Alab Pilipinas more because that's going to be the third personal on PJ Ramos, just the first on Malcolm Miller. Ethan Alvano and Malcolm Miller getting into a conversation as Bachman quickly dismisses Ethan Alvano.
There you see the numbers of PJ Ramos, 50% so far from the free throw line. Now 2 out of 5 from the charity stripe.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas not helping themselves by missing a ton of free throws right now.
Miller on the move. Miller missing on that shot. And a steal here by Kevin Glass. And Glass too strong on that shot. Behind the back pass to Malcolm Miller. Miller to Glass. Retreating to the three-point line. Perhaps a little bit too much as Bachman is on the move. And the whistle was blown.
And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas dodging bullets there. Those are back-to-back open shots for the Dreamers, and things getting a lot more colorful here in the third quarter, but Lee and Bachman quickly making peace. Oh, Formosa is in the penalty, so that's gonna mean 2 free throws here for Ronaldo Bachman. Alab right now 5 out of 12 from the charity stripe, so that's 41%, while the Dreamers are 4 out of 6.
$11 points now for Ronaldo Bachman. As you saw, Ethan Alvano, who does have plans actually of joining the PBA draft.
Yeah.
That's something that's on his mind in the near future. But first, his focus is being the leader here for Coach Jimmy Alabag and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
That's going to be a foul on Kalen Tiongson. That's going to be his 3rd personal. Coach Jimmy Alabag has used 9 players in this ball game, while Coach Dean Murray has stuck with 8 guys.
Miller. Ball was poked by Ronaldo Bachman. Miller shoots a 3. And the ball will stay with the Formosa Dreamers.
That's twice that the defender from Alab has gone under the screen. Twice that Miller has gotten open looks in the past 3 possessions.
Artino. Ramos backing down, or getting back down by Artino.
Nowhere to go there for Will Artino, as that 7-3 frame of PJ Ramos stood its ground.
48 all as Javelona looks to get the ball to PJ Ramos. And Glass pokes it away from Ramos. Glass on the move, and Kevin Glass will head to the line for 2.
And there was no communication there on the part of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Nobody told PJ Ramos that Tevin Glass was right behind him, so easy poke there from Tevin Glass.
We have a timeout. 48 all is the score. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. All right, so earlier, my partner here, Marco Benitez, explained to you guys what the Pacute Cam is all about. Now we've got the Hug Cam. Come on, hug it out. Come on, guys, hug it out tonight. And there you go, there you go. Make it sweet for your partner. I want to see more of those hugs. We're out here in Santa Rosa, Laguna for the third game of the season for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the defending champions, as they look to stay unbeaten. On the other hand, they have the Formosa Dreamers up against them, looking to get back on the win column after suffering their first defeat against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club.
Alab finding themselves in another dogfight right now. Formosa Dreamers have maintained this 2-point advantage.
Miller. Artino. Short. Miller comes up with the board. Chen makes his move. Chen to Artino. Artino is sweeping hook, and Domingo comes up with the rebound. Domingo gets it to a streaking Bachman, but the pass was a little bit behind.
That's a bad pass there on the part of Lawrence Domingo, right behind Ronaldo Bachman. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas has not been able to get a flow to their game here in the third quarter, as they've not been able to force a lot of turnovers from the Dreamers.
Again, is now in. Miller with Rosser on him. And Parks nearly coming up with a steal on Wu. 4 on the shot clock. Miller on the drive. Formosa running out of time. No foul was called. It is San Miguel Alab Pilipinas basketball. Ronaldo Bachman could not finish. And Ray Parks will head to the line for 2 after hustling hard for that rebound.
And whenever Ronaldo Bachman gets the ball in transition, the Alab players would do well to just space out the floor, because Ronaldo Bachman has the ability to go all the way. That time Bobby Ray Parks doing a good job trailing and then chasing after that offensive rebound.
The free throws for Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
Ray Parks with a chance to get to double digits here, and he does via that free throw. Ray Parks has got 10 points. Two for 2 on that trip to the line for Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
Parks right now matched up against Wu Sung-wei. You have Papa Havelona against Chen Xinyan. And you got Lawrence Domingo against Malcolm Miller.
Wu for 3. Shot was to the left, and the ball will stay with the Formosa Dreamers. Last touched by Domingo.
Couple of switches on defense. Wu found himself being defended by Brandon Rosser. A good challenge on the part of Rosser.
Miller recovers that basketball. 9 on the shot clock. Miller spins, shoots, and scores. Malcolm Miller.
That's just a tough shot there on the part of Miller. Well defended by Domingo, but Miller still able to hit it.
Rosser gets the ball to Parks. Parks backing down Wu. Parks muscling his way through, and Rosser will head to the line for 2.
That time Parks just trying to bully his way inside the paint despite the double team, and then finds Rosser, who draws the foul.
So the right place at the right time, as Parks had nowhere to go. Released the ball to Brandon Rosser.
And Coach Dean Murray recognizes they might have the advantage with PJ Ramos on the bench. Sends Artino back into the fray. And they're going to be playing against a small lineup of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, with Bachman playing the 5 and Rosser now at either the 3 or the 4.
Domingo. 2 opportunities to tip it in, but Rosser was there to secure that loose ball. Domingo spinning baseline. Domingo is blocked. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will once again head back to the line.
And you have to love the effort here of Lawrence Domingo. Asking for the ball against the big man Tien Lei, and quick spin. And you have to go up hard and force the referees to make the call.
And Domingo drains that first free throw to the delight of the Santa Rosa Laguna crowd here tonight.
One of the weak spots of his game last season, but he has definitely improved on it. 2 for 2 there for Domingo.
It is now the 7th deadlock of the game at 52. Javelona with a steal! Javelona with a basket for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas plus the foul.
And that has been the calling card of Paulo Javelona ever since his days with the National University Bulldogs. Heads up defense, gets the steal, and picks up the foul from Chen Xinyan.
And nowadays, aside from playing for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, Pao Javelona is also a TV personality, appearing as a basketball analyst on The Score, which airs weeknights at 6 p.m. right here on SNA. And that time, Javelona called for a foul.
That's going to be his third personal, 4th team foul here for Alab. So next foul is going to send a Dreamer to the stripe. And there he was caught for the foul, holding on to Chen with his left hand.
Chen to Tien. Cheng kicks the ball out. There's the block on Rosser, but a whistle was blown.
They're going to get Brandon Rosser for contact after the block. But it looked to be clean up top. A tough call there.
And Tien, despite the volume here at the Coliseum, drains the first free throw calmly. But he misses on the second. He's got one more.
Ken is a veteran of the national team, also played in the CBA. Averages about 4.14 points per game.
And Tien is able to score. Orbistondo. Orbistondo gets the ball down low to Ronaldo Balkman. Rosser will shoot from long range. Brandon Rosser is hyped.
And that's a big shot there on the part of Brandon Rosser, because Artino did not think he would take and make that. Nice recognition from Balkman.
Miller for three, and Malcolm Miller with ice in his veins.
What an answer there from Malcolm Miller.
Cuts the lead to one. Balkman against Miller. Balkman with some muscle. Balkmania.
Too strong and too long is Ronaldo Balkman, 1-on-1 against Malcolm Miller.
Let's take a look at it one more time. Right after Miller drained that triple, Balkman sent a message right back. You can't stop Balkmania, brother.
But they're going to get San Miguel Alab Pilipinas for a technical foul for delay of game. That was the second infraction, when the ball, after going through the net, was touched by an Alab player. So that is not allowed. That's going to be a technical free throw here for Miller plus ball possession.
And Miller quietly has put up his point total to 19. And this is despite not scoring a single point in the first quarter.
And just so deadly is Malcolm Miller.
Shed on the move. Shed fade away. Bachman comes up with a board. Orbistondo using his speed. Unable to finish as Artino comes up with the rebound. Miller has it. Back to Artino. Artino! Oh, that looks like an unsportsmanlike foul right there. That's what the referee is saying as Artino drove hard to the rack.
Now, without PJ Ramos on the floor, Will Artino will go hard to the basket. And there is that unsportsmanlike foul that the referees called. I believe it's going to be judged as excessive contact coming from Ronaldo Balkman. So despite there being no intention to hurt on the part of Balkman because of the excessive contact, that is what merited the unsportsmanlike.
And now PJ Ramos is sent back in. He's got 3 personal fouls, as does Balkman, Rosser, Havelona, and Tiongson. So a lot of Alab players with 3 personal fouls in this game.
And don't look now, Formosa has a chance to grab the lead right back.
Artino to Miller, who's had the hot hand. Miller with a shot. Difficult one as Rosser elevates for the rebound. Rosser receives the pass from Orbistondo, who gets it back. Orbistondo gives it to Havelona. Wants a clear out so he can get the ball to Ramos. Domingo to Orbistondo for 3. The fireball does it again.
And again, patient offense there for Alab. Initially looking for PJ Ramos because the defense was keyed in. That left Joshua Orbistondo wide open.
And the Dreamers, seemingly unaware of the time remaining on the clock, is unable to get a shot off. So that triple by Josh Orbistondo gives San Miguel Alab Pilipinas the lead. As we get ready to head to the fourth, it's been a back and forth battle between the top 2 teams in the ABL as of the moment. Malcolm Miller leading the way for the Dreamers with 19 big points. And this was that shot that gave the defending champions the lead by Josh Orbistondo. We'll be back for quarter number 4. You're watching season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. You're looking at the Gusaling Museo, which used to be the City Hall of Santa Rosa, Laguna. It's located beside the Santa Rosa de Lima Parish, one of the landmarks here in this beautiful city down south of Manila. Santa Rosa, Laguna. Special thanks once again to Mr. Jensen Cadasio of Sunset Flip for our aerial stats. And we are ready for the fourth quarter. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Anton Rojas, Marco Benitez, and Denise Dinsay, your broadcast team for tonight. And PJ Ramos wheeling and dealing.
That's a nice recovery there from PJ Ramos. Of course, credit half of that to Lawrence Domingo. Did not give up on the play.
Alab Pilipinas trying to pull away, but Malcolm Miller almost got a highlight, but Rosser was there to meet him at the rim. That is the fourth personal foul on Brandon Rosser.
Nice effort there on the part of Brandon Rosser, but again, that back cut and the bounce pass coming from Will Artino. What Formosa did well in that third quarter, Anton, was that they prevented Alab from getting out on the break. 0 fast break points for Alab in the third quarter.
Miller is able to convert on the first free throw. He now has 20. He has been the man for the Formosa Dreamers. And he really tried to keep the Dreamers in the game, tallying 27 points in that second half against Mono Vampire when Artino could not return. Oh.
They're going to get Brandon Rosser once. Oh, Lawrence Domingo, rather. Check that. For the loose ball foul. As Ronaldo Balkman makes his way back into the game. Crucial stretch of the game here for Alab as they want to make a run to start this fourth quarter.
Miller. Balkman is on him. Miller with the jab step. Miller wants a screen provided by Artino. Miller stops, pops, in and out. Artino with the offensive rebound and the putback.
And that is how dangerous Formosa is, because if Balkman goes over the screen, that's a pocket pass to Will Artino. Miller decides to shoot the jump shot and PJ Ramos is forced to help, leaving Will Artino open for the offensive rebound.
Domingo again, hustling hard for that offensive rebound. Abelona and Domingo again! That's a hard fall by Lawrence Domingo as he once again just rose up for that rebound. And
you just have to love the effort here from Lawrence Domingo, giving up his body for that offensive rebound.
I don't know what this man is made of after this fall. Others wouldn't have been able to stand up after a fall like that. But Domingo got up a few moments after. Coach Jimmy Alapag loving the effort as Tiongson returns for Domingo. Ramos hands it off to Javelona. Javelona on the move. Javelona too strong off the glass as the Dreamers have it again. Miller on the drive. Miller is blocked by Ramos. Balkman to Urbistondo. Urbistondo for three. Tiongson could not complete the putback.
Sorry, missed there on the part of Josh Urbistondo.
Chen to Miller. Miller. He could shoot this. Decides to drive. Glass on the move. Credit the assist to Miller.
I know, again, the Dreamers, this is what they do. They just keep executing and executing. And right now, they've tied the ball game up once again at 65 apiece.
Ramos in the paint, throws it back out to Tiongson. Javelona on the drive, kicks it back out to Ronaldo. Urbistondo stepping on the sideline. All right, let's go back to Denise Dinsay for this update.
anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm, but when opposition troubles the water, it takes a steady man to maintain direction. And Ronaldo Balkman has been doing just that throughout the entire game tonight. Now, what it takes, you were right, Marco, when you said that Ronaldo has been the main man for Alab Pilipinas. But the question remains, will the Alab Pilipinas team be able to keep up the hustle to win tonight? What do you think, Anton and Marco?
Well, if they can get a little bit of the hustle from Lawrence Domingo and distribute it to the 5 guys on the floor, then they can maintain this winning streak tonight.
They're definitely going to have to outwork this Formosa Dreamers squad because the Dreamers are not going to give this win to them on a silver platter.
Wild shot there by Artino. And Chen is able to finish and, more importantly, give the lead back to his ball club.
You see how hard the Dreamers also work on the offensive glass. That attitude coming from Artino and Tevin Glass just infectious here to the other players of the Formosa Dreamers.
Youngson. Balkman. It is a 67-65 lead for the visiting Dreamers. Orbistondo launches that one, somehow got it to touch the rim. And the Dreamers have it.
And again, that's another good stop on the part of the Dreamers, just playing solid half-court defense.
Lee to Miller. 10 on the shot clock. Miller, top of the key 3. And Balkman comes up with the board. Balkman on the move. Ronaldo could not finish.
Tough shot there on the part of Ronaldo Balkman.
Miller colliding with Ramos, and the whistle was blown. That's the 4th personal foul on PJ Ramos.
I think the referee made the call because of that last-second swipe by PJ Ramos. Initial contact was good as he was vertical, but that last-second block attempt.
All right, we will take a break. Back with more of Season 9 of the ABL when we return. All right, it's time to look cute once again on cam. Instead of looking cute though, people are trying to look shy as they see themselves here on the big screen of the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna.
Well, I thought you can be sure that there's nothing cute about the output. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they've been limited by Formosa to just 2 points here with almost 4 minutes elapsed here in the 4th quarter, while the Dreamers have already scored 8 points. And Malcolm Miller has put up 21 big points. And they've been able to limit Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos to 14 points apiece. Remember, Balkman is averaging about 31 points per ball game.
So that's really below his average, the 14 points that Balkman has right now, as Albano looks to step up here in the 4th.
That's the first basket of the game for Ethan Albano.
Miller. His team holding on to a 2-point lead. Miller makes his move. Miller stops at the free throw line, blocked by Balkman. Ramos, there's that familiar pass. could not complete the touchdown.
Good transition defense there on the part of Kenny Chen. That would have almost been a sure highlight for Balkman as we see this nice drive coming from Ethan Albano.
Artino. Lee. Tian for three. That would have been huge for the Dreamers.
Chance for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to tie the game or take the lead on a three-point shot.
Alvano calls for the pick. Alvano on the move. Alvano to Tiongson. Tiongson with the left hand. What a finish by Tiongson.
That's a great decision there on the part of Kalen Tiongson, reading the defense and then going up strong.
Artino. Tian. Miller.
One stop, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Miller to Artino. Tian makes his move. Tian, difficult shot. Lee, nobody there for the bounce out. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas was lucky. Parks recovers and Ray Parks is able to finish.
One of the few times that San Miguel Alab Pilipinas has gotten out on the break. What a baseball pass coming from PJ Ramos.
Lee. Chen on the move. Chen. That was a wild one as Buckman has the ball. Buckman on the run to Alvano. And Alvano will finish.
Another pair of fast break points. That's a 6-0 run for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And the pride of Corona, California coming alive here in Santa Rosa, Laguna. It is a 6-0 run. Started off by that football pass by PJ Ramos, finally connecting to Bobby Ray Parks, and then the fast break machine known as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas finishing on the break. Balkman finding Alvano, who has come alive here in the fourth.
And again, that was the last thing that the Dreamers want, is to allow Alab to get out on the break. Alvano scored 4 of the last 6 points of the guys in white.
Miller. Artino with a jumper. Alvano secures the rebound, gets it to Balkman.
Another good stop here for Alab Pilipinas.
Let's see what Ethan Alvano will do. Alvano. Balkman for three. Ronaldo Balkman coming up big time here in the fourth quarter.
And what a time for Balkman to hit his first triple of the game. 7-point lead right now for Alab Pilipinas.
And this is also the biggest lead of the game now for the defending champions. Miller. Glass. Short. Alvano comes up with another rebound.
And PJ Ramos has really allowed Seven Glass to take that 3-point shot, has shown no respect.
Alvano on the move. Tiongson gives it back to Ethan. Alvano to Ramos. Ramos! Basket is good for PJ Ramos!
Alab connecting on all cylinders here now in the fourth quarter.
And Tevin Bass gives Formosa a badly needed basket. Alvano to Ray Parks. Ray Parks with a crossover. Ray Parks blocked by Artino, and here come the Dreamers. Miller is on the move, and Miller too strong on that drive, and Glass will head to the line for two.
How about the effort there coming from Tevin Glass? That would have been a clean defensive rebound for Bobby Ray Parks, but just the effort winning them the possession once again. But here's that triple coming from Balkman.
And Ramos showing a lot of guts to take that shot, pounding his chest right after. So these are very important free throws for the Formosa Dreamers. Tevin Glass has got to make these freebies as he's got 14 points so far in the contest. We see Coach Jimmy Alapag talking to PJ Ramos.
They probably want to try to hit PJ Ramos once again in the post or use him on that elbow. They've been so effective with that here in the fourth quarter. And the thing you notice, Anton, is that once Alab has been able to dictate the pace of this game with their transition game, it's really changed the complexion here in the fourth quarter.
Glass in and out on that shot, and Bachman is running wild. Alvano.
He has the mismatch.
Ramos, after getting instructions from Coach Jimmy Alapag, gets the ball to Bachman. Ronaldo will head to the line for two.
And there's no stopping Ronaldo Balkman when he's matched up against Kenny Chen. He's so good, has such great handles for a big man. Nothing Chen could do but force the foul.
Free throws for Ronaldo Balkman.
These two free throws could make it a three-possession game for Alab.
Monster game for Ronaldo Balkman as Javelona returns, coming in for Ethan Alvano.
Solid minutes from Ethan Alvano here in the fourth quarter. Sparked that 6-0 run. Crucial possession here for the Dreamers. They have to convert. They want to have a chance at winning this one.
Artino makes his move. Stolen away! And that is why Paulo Javelona was inserted into the game by Coach Jimmy Alapag. One of the best defensive guards in the Philippines, Paulo Javelona.
And from being outscored 9-2 to start this fourth quarter, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas has now outscored Formosa 18-12.
A 10-point cushion for the defending champions, biggest lead of the game.
And if Alab can score on this possession, that could be all she wrote for the Dreamers.
Javelona inside pass to Tiongson.
That's a great baseline inbounds play.
Glass missing. Artino. And that might just do it right there. The dream is finally over for Formosa.
So Formosa is going to suffer back-to-back losses, and they will drop to 6-2. Meanwhile, Alab will continue on its winning streak and extend it to 3 games. Remember, they're going to be playing the hottest team in the league, the Singapore Slingers, who have won 5 straight games. That's going to be on Sunday in Caloocan.
And that should be a good one. As Johnson makes an explosive move to the basket. And he's aight. He's aight. I don't know what Lawrence Domingo and Kalen Johnson are made of, but they bounce back pretty quick after falls like this.
That's a tough fall. Right flat on his back. But Johnson gets back up. And Ronaldo Balkman is subbed out here by Lawrence Domingo.
Marco, what do you think is the biggest difference between Alab Pilipinas this season and during the previous year when they won the championship?
Well, I think one thing that they did was really added to their depth. If you take a look at their depth, almost on every position, they're 2 or 3 players deep. When you have Albano starting out as point guard, and then Javelona and Josh Urbistondo coming off the bench, and you even have Bobby Ray Parks who can play the point guard spot. And then you have Kalen Tiongson, Lawrence Domingo who can play the 4 spot, and you have another elevator bunny in Brandon Rosser, just so deep on all positions. Here's Alab Pilipinas this season.
3-0, our coach Jimmy Alabag and the defending champions of the ABL, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, as they successfully protect home court here in the Philippines tonight against the Formosa Dreamers. Final score 86 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 72 for the Formosa Dreamers, and we will be back to put the finishing touches on this big win by the team of Coach Jimmy Alabag. So we have come to the conclusion of this highly anticipated matchup between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Formosa Dreamers. The final score 36 for the defending champions, 86, 72 for the Formosa Dreamers. And the 4th quarter was huge for the home team.
Well, they relied on their defense, limiting Formosa to just 12 points, finishing the game allowing just 72 points. They only allow an average of 73 points per game. So defense winning it for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and best player of the game is with Denise.
All right.
That's right, gentlemen. Ronaldo, congrats on that great win. You were really the main man for Alab Pilipinas. And I just wanted to ask, it was really in the 4th quarter when you broke away, but what would you say was the catalyst that allowed you guys to turn the tides into your favor?
Man, we just got to keep playing basketball. I can't say too much about the referees, but I mean we just got to play through it, you know. And even though it wasn't the calls tonight was crazy, but we just got to keep playing, you know, and keep fighting. Whatever we got to do and win the game, just do it, you know. And we got to on the offense end, we got to slow it down, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. But we got another one on Sunday, and we got to do a better job than we did tonight. But we came out with a win. It's always good to win, so.
That's true. Now, you did mention you have a game 2 days away from now, but the Formosa Dreamers really put up quite a fight against you guys, really working you to a sweat. What was your main takeaway for this game that you'll be bringing to your next one?
Like I say, man, just continue doing what we do best. You know, we kind of got away from it tonight early in the game. They went out. They had a great start, and we just got to we got to fight from the beginning to the end. You know, we can't wait 5 minutes and 8 minutes or the second quarter to bring the fight. We got to bring the fight as soon as the ball go up. And we got a young group, and they still understanding. These guys, the Formosa Dreamers, they played 9, 10 games already. This only our third one. So, I mean, we look at all these games we coming up. We got another game on Sunday. We getting better and better as we go. You know, it's a whole new cast over there with us. You know, and with that being said, is we got to keep working. We got to keep working. And eventually, when the middle of the season comes, we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But we got to go back in the gym tomorrow and get prepared for Sunday.
Thank you for that. Now, you worked hard. You deserve your rest. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Denise, and congratulations to Ronaldo Balkman and the rest of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. As they were explaining earlier during that interview, 2 days from now, December 23, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will host the Singapore Slingers. That game will happen at the Caloocan Sports Complex. See it live on SND at 8 p.m. And we're ringing in the new year as well, partner. January 6, we resume the action as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will head to the Queen City of the South to host the Macau Wolf Warriors at the Lapu-Lapu Gym in Cebu. And then on January 9 at the Maba Stadium in Kuala Lumpur, they will take on the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Well, it's going to be a long season for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and it's going to get a lot busier come January. 26 total games, 13 at home, 13 on the road. So it's going to be an exciting season, but Alab Pilipinas off to a great start.
So that will do it for us here at Santa Rosa, Laguna. Once again, the final score, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas prevailing over the Formosa Dreamers 86-72. The home team and defending champions improved to 3-0. Formosa falls to 6-2. On behalf of our Director Raul De Ocampo, our producer Ada Carlos Bayuga, courtside reporter Denise Densay, my partner Marco Benitez, and all of us from ABS-CBN Sports, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you all for watching, and we will see you all again next time as we continue our rise to greatness here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.